Well, good morning there, and welcome to day 100 of our 100 videos challenge. It is our Centennial episode. I'm excited. So, over the last 100 days, you've heard me talk on a variety of different topics here and there. I like to, put in my national todays. I've talked a little bit about Judaism. I talked about my quarterly quest. I've talked about hydration, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, today is going to be like in the same type of vein because I'm 100 episodes in, but there's no reason to really change it until I figure out what I want to do with the next set of videos. So, as I always mention at the end of my videos, it's drink more water. Well, drinking water is essential. I mean, yes, coffee has water in it, but coffee is also a diuretic. Water is that hydration that your body needs for your joints to move, to have clear head, make sure that you're just all well and good and you can function properly. So I try to drink at least 3 or 4 of these guys. Don't mind the Taco Bell symbol. This is a 30 ounce, by the way. So I drink about 3 or 4 of these in my 8-hour shift. Probably more than I actually need, but at least I know I'm well hydrated. Eating clean. Like I've said before, eating clean is about the less processed food that you can get. Now, processing is processing. It's what it is. Because the second you cut meat, it's now processed. So, but you try to get it as best as you can with as little modification as possible. So, processed cheese. Well, okay. It's right there, processed. So, but try to get things as close to true as you can possibly get. This does mean you should really leave out a lot of chocolate. You should leave out diet soda. You should leave out pizza, that type of stuff. And I'm not saying you shouldn't indulge every so often, but eating clean will actually do wonders for your weight maintenance and for your cholesterol and just generally overall good health. Third thing is getting active. Active people, you need to move. We're built to move. So, what I like to suggest is going for hikes or at least walks in parks. Parks have up and down, uneven trails, twists and turns, that type of stuff. And those actually are good for you because it trains your legs to it trains your body to always be adjusting. If you're always walking on a solid track all the time, you're not really doing a lot of adjusting. You're just walking. And don't get me wrong, that's good for you. I've seen people who just walk around a school track just because they can. But I'm saying if you could actually get some terrain in there, that'll really help your body's balance. It'll help you out. It'll get you out in nature. Hey, you never know. You might see a deer or two. If you've seen some of my really early videos before the 100-day challenge, you've seen me actually get videos of deer on the trails that I'm walking through Schmeekley Reserve here in the Stevens Point area. And trust me, as it's getting warmer, I'm going to start doing a lot of that, a lot more of it, and seeing what kind of nature I can see, or just the fact that I'm getting outside. Fresh air, getting active. Now, walking is great, hiking is good. Get some other activity in there. I mean, I hear pickleball is very popular these days. And what is pickleball, you ask? Pickleball is what happens when you take ping pong and tennis and they have a baby. That's the shortest answer I could come up with. I don't play it myself. I have to have people to play with for it. I hear it's very inviting. I could just show up to a pickleball court with some equipment and say, hey, I want to play. We'll see what happens from there. But I also am looking forward to doing disc golf, which is get me out on more terrain, whipping a disc at a basket, hand-eye coordination. This is going to go along with getting more into my sword form practice and my martial arts practice and just generally, stretching and moving. So getting active. So now we've had drinking water, we've had eating clean, we've had getting active. All 3 of these things are good for good for everybody out there. And keep in mind, just because you're not awesome at something in the beginning doesn't mean you can't become awesome. Keep in mind, all these masters of whatever you're looking at, they were all scrubs at some point in time. They were all, Even Chuck Norris was a noob. Everybody starts from zero. And progress, no matter how little, is still progress. And that's what I want you to always keep in mind, is progress, no matter how little it is. Keep walking forward. Now, all of this health, good for the body. That's the one self. That's the physical self. Some of this also bleeds into the mental self. And this is your mental health, your ability to relax, your ability to react to things, problem solve, explore. Keep in mind, I also want you to read more. Reading is great for you. It doesn't matter if it's fictional, nonfiction. You should actually have a good, healthy dose of both. Something for learning, something for fun. Those actually can cross over, and that's actually really good for your mind as well. It just helps your mind keep processes and make notes of things. I've fallen behind on my reading. I have several books, more than several books that I really need to catch up on. That's the mental part of my health. And of course, like I said, de-stressing. Watch what kind of content you consume. I know we're on TikTok right now, and of course I do post these to Facebook, or not Facebook, to YouTube when I get a chance at it, but I also want you to keep in mind, there's a lot of bad stuff on the internet. So try to watch something educational, maybe something a little bit of entertainment, but always try to maintain healthy. If it makes you stressed by watching it, stop watching it. Yes, you want to be informed, but there's other ways of being informed. Now, the other self, there's three selves. I always talk about the three selves. The third self is your spiritual self. This is where meditation and a sense of belonging, a sense of self, basically knowing your purpose and your area in the world, of knowing how you fit in. You don't always have to fit in with others. You can be your own independent peg. You really can. You don't have to fit in the same holes everybody else does. But that's the thing of spirit, is you have to balance all three of these to be a real complete person. I talk about this when I train Jedi. You got to balance your physical self with your mental self and with your spiritual self. If you've ever watched Babylon 5, Jakar, towards the end, says, I always think that a good Narn needs to be a balance of both warrior and priest. Lately, I've become more priest than warrior. And he's handing it off to somebody who right now is more warrior than priest. And it's that delicate balance. You have to have a philosophy of life. Now, whether this is religion, a martial arts practice, a system of beliefs, whatever, but something that guides your personal moral compass to keep going forward. This is how you balance your spiritual self. It's how well you live with yourself. It's how well you live around others. It's how well you interact with the world. And all three of these, like I said, have to be in balance. So, and I'd love to be able to teach you how to balance your spiritual self, but I have my own set of beliefs. You have your own set of beliefs. Everybody who's watching this has their own set of beliefs. And to be quite honest with you, I can't teach that. I can show you the door. I suck at meditation, but I'm going to try to learn how to do better. I have to find the right style of meditation to do it. I have to find something that speaks to me and actually gives my soul peace. And that's honestly what the spiritual self is about, is being able to be at peace. Grow it, but still be at peace. So if you take any lesson from today, it's you have to balance your physical self, your mental self, and your spiritual self together, and now you have the three pieces of the world, and that's how you fit in everything. So, in closing with this today on my Centennial episode, as always, stay warm, stay safe. Drink more water, eat clean, get active, be spiritual, be kind to yourself, be kind to the environment, be kind to other people, be kind to animals. All this. There's so much hate out there. Don't be a part of it. Be a part of the solution and find your own inner self. All right? May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Peace. Cheers. I will see you on the next set of videos once I decide what I'm doing with them. Thank you very much. You have a great and wonderful day.